Hello everyone, on this pleasant evening, I'm glad to welcome you all to this session on the role of biomedical engineer in COVID 19. Today we have with us Mr. Motlak Al Anazi. He is a biomedical maintenance project manager and head of biomedical engineering department at Tayma General Hospital. He works as a critical care engineer. Welcome, sir. So, sir, can you share something about what you do as a biomedical engineer?
Equipment and the planning for medical equipment inside our hospitals and quality assurance for all this medical equipment inside our hospital. We all the maintenance work it's done by our department. Also, I am project manager for medical equipment maintenance. We are responsible for doing all the BBM work and corrections for all the medical equipment.
So, sir, our topic is about the role of biomedical engineer in COVID-19. So,
Okay.
pandemic like this is not new to us. Like, we have faced like Ebola and many other pandemics earlier. So, how is it different? How is COVID-19 different from earlier ones?
Actually, for this COVID-19. What that make a difference? Actually, if we are comparing the number, also always not lie. If we are comparing the numbers between this pandemic and the previous one, we can see the big gap between both of it, and how much is spread. Actually, this COVID-19, it's not affect on health only. It's really it's affect we see many change our life routine, our work, our lifestyle. Everything's affected. Country get affected. Everything's actually not only the human health. Really, I don't know how it will be end, but hope it will be with the happy end. And the second part, if you mean for biomedical engineer, actually, as what I told before, we are the hidden hero for this time. Because many procedures inside the healthcare cycle for COVID patient, we have the big part from that cycle, because we are the one who will prepare the area for patient. We are the one who responsible to prepare all the tools the medical team they needed to make give the care for the patient, such as ventilators, monitors, and critical area. That means we have the big part to be sure we are delivering the good health care for COVID patients.
So, okay, sir, like what are the essential roles played? You said you are the ones who make the beds, the ventilators, and all those available for the patients. So, other than that, like it is all like shown in front. Like behind the screen, what is the role of biomedical engineer during this pandemic?
Actually, from the beginning of this time, we have a big plan. Actually, we did a big plan to know what exactly our role, what we can do, what we should do it, what we should avoid it. From beginning, we took all the capacity for our hospital to see how much the maximum number of patients we can receive. It's not only how many staff you have inside hospital. The other part, how much this hospital can receive patient. The one who can decide these things with the medical team, it's the biomedical engineer, because we are the one who have information about how many bed we have and how many machine we have, how many monitor, how many infusion, syringe pump, how many ventilators, how many is ready to use. Sometimes we have a numbers, but we don't know about how it's work. That means we need to check and we need to be sure this is as ready for this kind of patient. Our also another things what we should do it, we should be sure we have the enough stock in our hospital from the accessory and the spare part. I am telling this one from my experience. Really, it's too hard to get any part in this time. Like sometimes if any machine down and we don't have stock in our store, really it's too difficult for us to find it. Now it's now our turn to solve. Advise all the biomedical and all the area to be sure they have enough stock in the hospital to avoiding this. Actually, also we are including in the meeting for planning and managing the patient inside hospital and how we can the disinfection plan for medical equipment and how we are making guidelines for medical staff how they can handle this machine, because we are the one who professional and how we are the one who have the enough knowledge how to handle the medical equipment inside hospital. I hope it's clear. If anything's confused, I can clear it for you.
No, sir, it's clear. So, sir,
Okay.
like you said, you're working in a critical care part of the hospital. So,
Yeah.
how difficult it is during this situation to work there?
Actually, working inside the critical areas such as ICU and emergency department, it's really, I can call it full of tension because time, it's a big key in this work. 1 minute, it will make big difference. That means the one who working inside the critical department should he or she ready for anything that will happen. Maybe you receive more patient, maybe you are unacceptable machine, it will be down. I will not say it's really difficult, but it's taking more from our power. You will be under stress all the time, but really it's amazing. Really, I like to work under that condition because you see the result of your work. You are preparing one machine, and same time you will see that machine using with one patient. You are checking one machine, and same time you will see that machine going on that patient. I an idea because globally they are thinking the biomedical engineer or biomedical technician or clinical engineer, he's the one responsible to prepare the machine or something like this. But actually, this is not correct idea. We should do it during our work. We are the one can monitor the performance machine on the patient. That means we should be available inside department to see how this machine going on during the healthcare. That means we can evaluate the staff need. Sometimes we know where is the shortage and we can solve it for staff. For this, we need many of clinical or biomedical engineer and technician available and attend inside the critical department, not only in the workshop or only the department.
So, sir, like, what are the skills required by a biomedical engineer to work during this period?
Actually, it will not all the biomedical engineer as what I think they have enough skills to work inside hospital. It's not that much big different from any other disease. It's not requiring some special things to be the biomedical engineer who will work with COVID. But you need like to be more careful. If you don't know, if you don't have enough information about infection and how that is spread or something like this, you need to take some courses, some training, how you are wearing PPE, how you remove, what the kind of PPE you need if you are going to that department or other department, how you will wear, how you remove, because there is some specific procedure you need to apply it. That's it. Other things, it's same as what we deal, what we trained before, and what we have. It's not that much big different, but actually need some kind of critical thinking. Like you need not spending more time inside this department. You work, hurry, and leave, because exposing to the patient with this COVID, it's not like recommended or something like that, especially for our biomedical engineers.
So, sir, like, how must a student prepare themselves to work as a biomedical engineer in hospitals?
To work inside hospital as biomedical engineer, first of all, you need to have some hospital run. it's not only about equipment or what kind of equipment or how many equipment you have inside the department. First, you need to know the principle of how this healthcare facility is going on, what the policy, what the protocol. According to this one, you will see what the skills you need, what the kind of service that hospital. Some hospital they are not have another hospital. They don't have a big radiology department. If you know which facility you are going to work with, you can select what kind of knowledge and skills you need to know. You need to have principle and some basic idea about all the machine and what we are using in healthcare, such as monitors, defibrillators, ECG, ventilators, and radiology equipment. What is required to do the BPM maintenance or the corrective maintenance. You apply a quality rule for your work, like how you will perform the electrical check and the performance check for all this equipment. Otherwise, come by day by day yourself. You have more skills. You are familiar with your work.
So, this spread of COVID-19 virus has almost affected every fields, every field, each and every field has been affected. So, how did this spread of COVID virus affect biomedical field?
As what you said, all the I'm sorry, many of our friends, they lose them job, not biomedical engineer, but some other people. We will take it from other side for us as biomedical. Before we are here, some people, they don't know who's the biomedical engineer or what the role for biomedical engineer inside hospitals. But with this COVID, they saw how much is important to have a biomedical team. Hospital, they are telling we don't need a team inside our facility. If we need service, we can call external engineer to provide the service. But by now they are making sure enough team inside the facility to perform. It's like make us high rank, and we are going for high level because we are providing and big and healthcare work, and also it's affected more many benefits by COVID-19.
Sir, they're using various disinfectants and UV rays and all in public places to kill this virus. Is it really effective, and what effects will it have on people?
Actually, for disinfection guide or how we can clean and disinfection and sterilize the machine after use it, or really I search in many many reference. Till this moment, I didn't find a specific way or some specific lines how we can disinfection or how we can sterilize the medical equipment during this one. Yes, there is some specific procedure how we avoid get infection from this equipment what is exposed to the but in general it's the same disinfection the machine. Before COVID it will be the same, but now the most things to use the single-use equipment and single-use ventilator tubes, single-use SpO2 probe. Every single-use equipment and tools it's recommended during this one, because we will use it and after that we will throw it. We will not have a headache how we will clean it, how we will sterilize. For ultraviolet, Also, some reference they are recommended to use it, but the main things we need to review the manuals for equipment, what the recommended for each machine to sterilize and disinfection, because really now we are facing a bigger problem, and we are suffering really from that, because some people they don't have enough knowledge how they can sterilize and disinfection. They will use some solution what is actually not fit with the machine. It will make some damage. It will make maybe sometime machine it will not work again. For that, really, I'm advising medical engineer or technician the correct and perfect way to size and clean the machine. And what the effect for this solution and on us as people who will deal with it, really we should take care, especially when we are using ultraviolet. We should follow the guidelines. We should avoid it, because there is some damage on our skin, our eyes, something. It will happen if we are not careful when we are using this kind of disinfection.
So, in India, we use two methods to test this coronavirus. So, what are the methods used in Saudi Arabia?
Actually, here what is approved by Saudi FDA, it's the PCR rapid test. Actually, it's not approved at all from Saudi FDA and FDA also. But in some cases, there is some center they are used to not to confirm the patient, just to decide they will complete the procedure for that one, or they will isolate this patient till the PCR result show up. The approved one, it's only the PCR test in our kingdom.
So, sir, the death rate due to this coronavirus is like increasing day by day. What is the main reason for the death rate, sir?
Actually, increasing, it was before its beginning, all the people expect this numbers like already they announced we will reach 200,000, and now we are about to reach this number. The reason, the way how this COVID is spread, a small contact with any positive case, it will be affect with one people, a group of people, it will be like a huge and fast spread. This is the main reason. The second reason, really, I'm feeling sad when I'm saw some a group of people they are not following the recommendation, like stay home, avoid the group setting, not wearing the mask. This small thing, small trick, it will make some control and the increasing of number. But really, when I saw the behavior of some people around us, even some people who's they're close to us, sometimes from our family, they are not following, because they are not imagine how much this is as a critical situation. Maybe it's not a critical for them health, but a critical for health care system, because if this number of patients increase and no strong healthcare system, most of people they will die. That means if he's not affected, maybe his family, his relative, his friend, they will not find a free bed, available bed to get the healthcare something to get covered from this one. A simple and basic things: wear your mask, clean your hand, avoid the sitting with the groups, stay at home. That's it. We don't need anything more from anyone.
So, sir, like in most of the places, like they telenews, there are lack of biomedical instruments for the patients or lack of facilities for the patients admitted in the hospital. Why is it so, sir?
Please, I didn't understand what.
Uh,
Can you repeat it?
in in most of the places, there are more number of patients, but there is lack of facilities for the patients. Why is it so?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, all the healthcare system, they didn't expect this more load or huge number of patients at the same time. For this, some government, they are making curve as much as they can, because some country they let the curve go up fastly to decrease fast, but this one it will affect badly in healthcare system. Or they make it slowly, going up slowly to let the healthcare system covered and this number of patients. Till now, our care system somehow going stable. Yeah, there is some shortage of equipment because no hospital designed for this number of patients at the same time. That's sure. We will have shortage not only from equipment, also from the manpower, nurses, doctors, and the other reason what we make it difficult, like when we are using some machine, we need a long procedure to clean it, to disinfect it, then it will be out of service for some time, then it will make another kind of shortage. That's it. We are not ready to receive this number of patients in one time. Really, for this, as what I told at the beginning of the session, we should have strong plan how we can manage and what solution we have.
So, sir, you said that we don't have an initial plan, that we do not expect this kind of disease to come in. So, like, how is our
Yeah.
biomedical engineering team, or like from various other industries, working to overcome the shortage?
How they can cover this shortage, you mean?
The shortage of
Actually it will not be offered by biomedical engineers only, because we need the company to support us. We need the facility to publish and making more of medical products inside the market. Okay, as especially monitors, the kit for test, ventilators, all these things. It's really hard to solve it in a few months, because it's need a years to tell, yes, I'm ready now to receive this number of patients. But as a biomedical engineer, what we can reduce the risk, or reduce or minimize the shortage of this one by having a good plan. You know, sometimes some country they have some plan, like if this one machine was in service for 10 years or more than 10 years, it will be out of service, then we'll bring another one as a new machine, blah blah blah. This rule we can't change it in this time. Any machine, it's ready for use, but it's safe for patient, we will use it. This one, it will decrease the gap. I apply this one in my hospital. Some of the equipment was in a store, like, because it's already used for more than 10, 15 years. Because old machine, there is some new technology, we have it. But now really we return all this machine to cover this shortage. This is one of good solution. Also, really, it's something hard to say. No, a great plan to manage, because we don't have these things in our hand. But we can at least, as a biomedical engineer inside hospital, as what I told, we have stock of accessory. That means before, like an example, one monitor, maybe will take 2-3 hours to repair it, or one day maximum. Now we can't. That means we need to finish our job in minutes if we can. That a good and the specific parts and to need it, to not let the downtime much. This is the perfect solution we can provide it for healthcare facility.
So, sir, like after this lockdown has started, many people have started to identify various other things, like an alternative to ventilators, commonly used ventilators and all. So, do you think it will work out in this stage?
You mean after this?
After this lockdown, like there are lots of innovation coming up. Like people have started to develop a different kind of methodology, principle of to use a ventilator and all. So at this stage, will it really work out to use all those, taking risk with a new instrument?
Actually, as what I understood, now many people that are now they ventilators and another equipment running in another way to cover this. But really, it's risky. I think many of our biomedical engineers they watch and saw that one ventilator for different four patients. So I think so many of us they watch that one. Actually, this is from my side as biomedical and from doctor side. It's really risky, even for COVID patient, because as we know, patient they have different kind. We can't deliver the same parameter for such as different patient. That means the solution what we will have it now, maybe it will end of time. But the good things now the people they are ready to face more and they to facing this shortage if it's happen in future or something else happen. The people now they have how they can manage. They provide many new methods, many new way to manage and figure out how they can solve this issue, risk or a non-risky solution. I hope this is what you want. If someone ask me, because this is what I understood.
So, sir, now, like everyone are locked up inside their houses. So, what if you would suggest something for the students to do when they're locked up? What would it be?
For students, first thing they should focus on them course to prepare themselves for if they didn't finish them exams. But in general, now it's a good time to improve your skills. Many courses now online. Before we are not a dream to have this course online. We need to give more money, more payment. We need to travel somewhere to get this certificate, to get this courses. But now somehow it's free. Most of that courses and lectures online. Anyone that mean all the student he should stay with sit with himself or herself to decide in which area I want to improve myself. I need to communication skills, software skills, about some kind of technology in biomedical. I need to improve myself. Then he need to build his plan, which is the source half I should be taken. Really, now it's more time we have it sitting at home. We are not doing anything. Really, it's a good chance for self-learning.
So, sir, like what are the kinds of job openings present for a biomedical engineer?
You mean in our country or global or?
Globally and your country. You could share both.
Actually, in my country, now the most common job we have here in Saudi Arabia is the maintenance engineer, okay, and the sales engineer, and the support engineer. This is the common one because we don't have that much number of research center. But in different country, actually now all the world they have different look for biomedical field. Many jobs open, many different professional way we can do research engineer, rehab engineer, and clinical engineering. Actually, most of people they are not focusing in clinical engineering, but clinical engineering it's now growing up because you see now the facility of healthcare it's growing fast. That means they need a huge number of clinical engineers who will support this facility to run. It's like for what the job that biomedical can work, it's like something day by day. It's making a new chance, a new opportunity to have it as biomedical. Before, yes, we have a limited chance to work, but now really I have a big hope we will be having a different position, a different kind of work, depend on the knowledge what we have.
So, sir, you said about clinical engineers. So, is it enough to pursue a undergraduate degree to work as a clinical engineer?
Clinical engineering, for clinical engineering, many people, they are giving different definition for clinical engineering. But the much common one, the person who will work inside hospitals close to the patient, we can call that one a clinical engineer. It's like a specialty area for engineering, for biomedical engineering, who's the people working with equipment inside hospital, we can call them a clinical engineer. To be certified clinical engineer, there is so many college in US. They are having a certificate for clinical engineer. You just need to have 5 years experience. After that, you can apply to that exam. If you pass the exam, you will be certified clinical engineer.
So, like, sir, what are the job opportunities present for Indian students to work at Saudi Arabia?
For Indian student to work in Saudi Arabia, actually nowadays, really, I have really many friends, the Indian friends, they are working inside our kingdom. Most of them, they are working with the global companies such as GE, Philips, as a service engineer. We have two major job for the people here, for Indian and non-Indian also, for the different nationality of engineers. You can work with operation company inside hospital as an engineer, or also for technician, who they have a technician degree. They can work also inside hospital, or you can work as service engineer with a global company or the supplier company. Many big company really here, as what I told, GE, Philips, Draeger, a company, and there is many a chance to work here for a biomedical engineering service.
So, like, after completion of our undergraduate degree in India, can we directly come and work in Saudi Arabia, or should we have
Uh,
some qualifications
yeah,
like exams?
for qualification, there is two Saudi council engineering. You need to take the approved from them, or the Saudi Healthcare Council. Also, they are giving approved for biomedical engineer. Without this, both, you need at least to have one. Okay. Then after that, you can apply for a job inside Saudi Arabia.
So, like, sir, Akshara VB asked a question. Due to the increase in cases, uh, do you accept biomedical freshers to work in? There are increase in cases of COVID-19 patients. So, do you accept freshers to work in?
From my opinion, or in general?
General, sir.
General, actually, now it's not only for biomedical engineering. Now they are hiring for biomedical engineer, for nurse staff, because the shortage for manpower, it's a huge. Now, really, they are opening more chance for people also. Contracts will be for 1 year, 2 years. Now they are applying a new kind of contracts. It will be for 1 month or 6 months to work inside facility, because increasing of number. It's show us how much shortage we have inside facility. All the country, they have big shortage. That means fresh also they can work, but they should be careful.
So, do you think that freshers can't be able to handle a critical care unit, sir?
For fresh, maybe, but they can't handle it by themselves only. They have them senior engineer to be supervisor, them work to, because a small mistake in that unit, maybe it will cost the life of patient. I'm not recommended for fresh engineer to work in critical area. They can start from the cold department. After that, after if they really they feel and trust themselves and trust them knowledge to go inside the critical area department and not alone by themselves. Sure, they need the senior engineer with them to guide them. After that, they can going on.
So, like, what is the minimum experience required for a student to work at a critical care?
It's not only minimum or maximum experience to work in critical area. Critical areas need also some kind of knowledge, some kind of skills, and some kind of character. Because I know some friend who they have 10 years of experience, but they can't work inside critical area. Because if you don't have that kind of critical thinking, you don't have fast response, you will not be able to work inside the critical area. That means it will be depend on your experience, depend on your character, depend on your knowledge. If you do this mix together, you'll be the one who will ready to work inside the critical area department. Because some people, if they will face one problem, like let's say an example, suddenly one patient connect to ventilator go down. What your reaction this moment? Some people, they will stand, they are looking to the situation because they are not deal how they can handle the situation. That means it will be really depend on your skills. I can say minimum less than 2 years of experience. It's not really recommended to work inside the critical area.
So, like, sir, there is shortage of ventilators and all now, sir. No, sir. How do people in Saudi Arabia are overcoming it?
I didn't hear you. Can you repeat the question, please?
Like, there are shortages of ventilators and the facilities provided for COVID-19 patients in Saudi Arabia. How do you overcome it?
Really, I'm thankful to be in this place because we are somehow till this moment we are prepared well. Uh, Till now, many of city we are not facing the shortage. We have the enough of number of ventilators to cover all the patients. Also, our government, they are provide and supply many ventilators equipment to all the hospitals. Beginning of this COVID-19, our government, they start to have a list for each ventilator inside our kingdom. Like that, they have like database for all the ventilator and how much we are expecting to have and how much we need and how we can cover. For me in my hospital, actually, I built one dashboard. That dashboard will help me and control number of ventilators inside my hospital. In that dashboard, I can in few seconds know how many ventilators inside my hospital ready, how many ventilators out of service, and how many ventilators connected to the patient. For this, by this dashboard, I can manage my situation. Till this moment, I didn't face any shortage inside my hospital. I have enough numbers of ventilators, and I hope it will be till the end, no shortage happen.
So, like, what is the ratio of biomedical engineers working in Saudi Arabia, sir, per patients or per bed count, whatever?
What the issue?
Of biomedical engineers are
Mhm.
working in Saudi Arabia.
Actually, the big issue here in Saudi Arabia, this field. It's like somehow it's new here. It's not no more college. They are providing degree in biomedical engineering. Only a few numbers of college they are giving degree in biomedical. Also, the number of biomedical engineering it's not covering the market required. Also when you are but now within 2 years somehow the people they have a big knowledge who's the biomedical engineer, why we need biomedical. And beginning when I will before a few years when I will tell I am biomedical engineer or medical equipment engineer, some people they don't know what actually my work or why we need me inside the facility. We suffered a lot to introduce ourselves to the market, to see our value to the hospitals and why they need us. But now really it's grow up fastly. Now the market somehow it's better than before 100 times.
So, sir, do you think still people are not having knowledge about biomedical engineers? You said that when you came in, you suffered a lot to introduce yourself. So, still, do you face this problem, or will students coming in later stage will face this problem?
Inside the healthcare committee, no, I'm not facing anymore this problem because the people they know how much we are important. But outside the people who's not close or attached to healthcare committee or something like this, they don't know what my role, what I am doing, what the engineer is doing inside hospital. They are thinking sometimes we are doing the general work of electrical work or electronic work. But actually, when I will explain these things, they are impressive. They say, this is really a great thing. But now, after the good side effect of COVID-19, many of people, they know who's the biomedical engineer.
So, sir, like if you want to share something to the students watching it, you can share about COVID or about bioengineers.
About COVID, actually, all the people now they are suffering with COVID. They're hearing more about COVID everywhere you will go. You will hear something about COVID. I'm just want to say for Indian biomedical student, Indian biomedical engineer, or globally biomedical engineer, we should change our like how the people look to us, because in some of hospitals, some of countries, some of people, they are looking to biomedical engineer or technician. He's the one who will come, he will take my equipment, he will repair it and will return it to me. But actually, this is not our work. We are having more to give to healthcare. We need to approve to all healthcare system. We are a part of healthcare cycle. Without us, you can't run well your healthcare cycle. We need to approve to the people how much we are important, how much our work will improve your outcome from your healthcare. That means don't let your work only with machine. You should have kind of a training for stuff. You should monitor your machine inside hospital and improve your machine and the performance for your machine and solve the small issue what the staff faces. That means you don't need to go and stay in your workshop waiting for the job order open or waiting for someone call for your service. You go by yourself, see what is going inside the department, how the people handling your machine, see the defect area and try to solve it. Also, you can make open meeting with healthcare provider to see what they need, and you can also tell them what you can provide for them. This is really the people, they will have different look for you. I'm not telling this one because I read it in some book or I saw it in somewhere. This is from my experience. Really, when I start to be attached to healthcare provider and I show them the service we can provide it for them, really now they are asking us for everything. Like when they will handle one critical care, a critical patient, they will come, they will do meeting. The biomedical engineer, he will be in that meeting. They will ask what the better equipment we can use it for this patient, what the better way, how we can solve this problem. Then you need to give yourself the big value, what you deserve it as a biomedical engineer.
So you're working in an hospital. So if you're looking for an innovation in some instrument, what would it be?
What do you mean? I didn't understand.
You're working in an hospital. Like, what kind of problems do you face with some instrument, and what would you like to innovate in it, or different? If you want to bring a difference in some instrument, what would it be?
Actually, the problems we can make it in a list or something, because really every day we will have something different. because you are working with patient, with equipment, with the end user. Many different variables you are handling. That means sometimes you will face a problem with the end user, you will face a problem with your machine, sometimes the problem from the patient itself. Okay. How you can solve the problem? My advice: use the technology as much as you can. Now, how somehow now in my department I stopped the paperwork. No more paperwork. Now I have completely system connected to all my hospital. Now the end user, they can request the service through the system. They can do evaluation for my service. They can know how many machines they have, how much you are using technology, how much you will solve your problem. Don't work in old school way. Try to develop your work using technology. Now technology, it's really a great tools by hand, especially for the people who's really now young people as your biomedical student. They have a big knowledge about technology. They can use it more and more in them work, and it will be helpful and powerful tools by them hand.
So, like, sir, the students watching this session are mostly biomedical engineering students. So, like, most of them are working on projects, and most of the final year students will work on a project. So, like, what kind of project do you encourage for students to do?
One thing I want to tell, don't use or don't work and spend your time something common or something already the people work again and again on it. Find something, even if you think it's small things, but it's unique things. No one worked in this idea before. No one tried to. It will make you something special. The people who will see your project, the people who read about your project, it will give them attention. But if you will work with common, usually the people, they will work with it. Even if you did the hard work and the great work and you make it and good things and everything you did, but no one will value this work. No one will see how much impressive. That means you need to find and choose the topic, what you will going to be. And another thing, find one problem and try to solve it by your project. Don't work on something already available in market. That means check and market, see what the common problem, meet the healthcare provider, nurse, doctor. You can ask them what your problem with this machine, what their, then you try to think how you can solve it. By this way, also the company, they will try to get your service. You will be easy to get your job. But if you work in common idea, already the market, they have it. What they use for that one?
Okay, sir, like we have come to the end of this session. So, like, if you want to share something, you could share now at the end.
At the end, really, I hope all the people to be safe and we will pass this time and it will be as soon as possible. You just stay at home. All the best for biomedical student in all the area of this earth. Really, I'm so happy to be spending this time with the biomedical student. And for all the people who are watching now, they can feel free. They can contact me in any time in my account on Twitter or LinkedIn to ask about anything. Because if they have any confused, really, I will be happy to help anyone to get them a dream.
Thank you, sir. Like, thank you for
You're
joining us.
welcome.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. Like, thank you so much for spending your time with us, sir.
Thank you for you also to give me this my college in biomedical area.
I also want to thank our college and our department for providing this opportunity to learn from people like you, sir. Thank you, and thank you to our
You
college
are
too.
welcome all the time. You are welcome. Good luck.
Yeah, sir. Bye, sir.